In this video, we are going to talk about custom Maven archetype. So let's start. You might be familiar with this screen if you are working in Spring Boot. This is Spring Initializer screen, and we use this screen to generate project structure in Spring Boot. So here you can see we have option to choose build type, language, and we can add any dependency from here. For example, let me add web dependency, then click on this, and here a web dependency is added. And here we can see we have option to enter group ID, artifact ID, name of the application, description of the application. If we scroll little bit below, we can get the packaging as a jar or var and the version type of Java. Once you are done with this, then click on generate and a project will be downloaded in your local. You can import this project in your any ID, for example STF, Eclipse or IntelliJ. Let me open this project in my ID STS. Now I have imported the project and let me expand this project. So here you can see we have the basic requirement for a project structure, main application for Spring Boot, similarly a test application for main application.class for Spring Boot, and a property file, static folder, templates, and a pom.xml with the dependency that you choose. So if you look, this is a basic requirement, or you can say a bare minimum requirement for a project structure. You can think of common code, for example database configurations, logging configuration, security configurations, that could be common to your project. Now how do you planning to use those common utilities and configuration in each of the API that you are going to build in the future? One way is you can create a project structure like this using Spring Initializer and manually add. Second way that I prefer is use of custom Maven archetype. So let's see what is an archetype, components of the archetype, and advantage of using custom Maven archetype. An archetype is a simple artifact that helps in generation of project structure. So what are the components of archetype? If we talk about components, then the first one would be archetype descriptor. In the project structure you can find as archetype-metadata.xml or archetype.xml. Now this archetype descriptor defines what are the required property or required files to be included. Location of this archetype descriptor is src/main/resources/metainf/maven. Next component is prototype files. Prototype files means common configurations, common files that you can put across your whole project. For example, AWS wrapper, then database configuration, logging configuration, or any other configuration and files. So location of this is inside src/main/resources/archetype-resources. Next component is POM for generated project. Remember, this POM belongs to the generated project, and location of this POM inside your custom Maven archetype would be src/main/resources/archetype-resources. And the last component is POM for archetype itself, and location would be root of archetype directory. There are two ways to create a custom Maven archetype. So if we look at first archetype, then we need to manually create directory structure and content of files like pom.xml, archetype-metadata.xml. then install it in your local using mvn install and fire the command mvn archetype generate. Here you can see this group ID, artifact ID and version belongs for your project. Second way that I prefer is use of Maven archetype. So if you see the difference between this command and this command, you can find that the POM group ID and artifact ID for archetype, instead of manual creation, we are using Maven group ID and artifact ID, and on top of it we will put our prototype files and then build the project structure. So the final project structure along with our prototype files would be going to be like, here we can see I have added controller, service, and inside resources I have added different environment specific configurations. Similarly, I can do for test files also, and other files like lombok.config, then readme, then any other files that could be common, you can add like this. So let's see some practical implementation of this. Now let me expand this custom Maven archetype and show you the prototype files and the archetype descriptor. So here you can see we have archetype metadata.xml, which is archetype descriptor, and if we open this archetype descriptor, all the required properties you can put inside this required properties tag, and the folder structure you can put like inside file set. So the folders are going to be src/main/resources, src/main/java, src/test/java. And if you see also, we have option to include or exclude any file. For example, inside resources folder, I can include only .text and .properties file and exclude .xml file. Let's see our prototype files. Here we have added controller folder, model repository service, and similarly in test file we have controller and service, and inside resources we have environment specific properties file. And this property file, for example of dev, I have pre-populated all the values. Similarly, you can pre-populate for all the environments like QA, prod. Now we have the structure of custom Maven archetype. So let's generate this custom Maven archetype jar and use this jar to generate our project structure. Do a Maven clean. Now the build is success. Now use the command mvn install. So you can run a Maven install command. While running this command, it will store the created jar according to the group ID artifact ID inside .m2 folder of your local environment. So here you can see build is success. So inside local catalog you can see your custom Maven archetype. Now let's use this custom Maven archetype. Go to file, go to new, then select Maven project, click on next. Now remember that you should untick this checkbox because it gives you option to select the archetype. Then click on next. Here you will see all the list of Maven archetypes. To include our local archetype, click include snapshot archetypes and scroll to the top. So here you can see com.byteprogramming custom archetype, and 1.0 snapshot. Let me click on next. Here we should enter the artifact ID. So let's say I am entering employee and the project name as employee. Now click on finish. If you see, the project is generated using custom archetype, and let me expand this and show this to you. If you see, instead of a single application file, we also have controller, model, repository and service. And these controller, model, repository, service are not just packages but also pre-filled with the values. For example, so here you can see I have the basic CRUD operation already pre-filled. Similarly, if you open repository, we can see my employee repository is extending JPA repository. And if you remember, this employee is the project name and the artifact ID we have entered. Let me open dev.properties. Here you can see all the value for logging and data source are pre-populated. So you can see the advantage of using custom Maven archetype. So it gives you a really quick start in application development. This was all about custom Maven archetype. You can check out the code for this custom Maven archetype in the link given in the description. Stay tuned and subscribe.